hopefully I look good with a shaved head. This is how like long it is on top, and it's all to sort of cover that essentially half bald, I'd say. It's got the little islands going on here and all the little wispy hairs at the front, and this is all pretty much an illusion. As you can see, I sort of grow it really long and just swoop it across. Like that comes back. I mean, look at this. I look like a maniac. What am I doing? Look at that. What am I doing? I'm still super nervous about it, but
you'll be fine.
you've just got to do it or you don't, do you?
Really?
Yeah. It doesn't actually matter how it looks. If no one had even a clue that I was balding at all that worry, all that stress is always there, regardless. You're always thinking about it. I can't even really put a number on how often I stress about it. It's like, it's with you every day. If I were to go swimming or out somewhere really windy or something like that, I mean, I just couldn't do it now. Even just to take the bins out or something, I like put on a hat or something, just in case a neighbour sees. Or after I have a shower, wash my hair, I have to put like a hat on or something to keep my hair a bit flat and in place. Hairspray to make sure it's rock solid if I'm going outside so it doesn't move. The amount of time you spend worrying about it, or if something brushes against it, or before you have a Zoom call, is it got it perfect so you can't see through if light shines on it? So much time and stress and worry. Will people still think I'm attractive and all that kind of stuff? And you start thinking, well, I'm more than my hair, I hope. It really affects your self-confidence, your sense of self-worth, how you view yourself as someone who's attractive. It makes you feel powerless. I just don't want to do it anymore. I'm going to go full skin, I think. I'm going to shave it all off. And you can judge what looks better. This bloody mess or the shaved head.
You're like the opposite of me. The back of your head's like really thick around your crown.
It's not so much that it was thinning up there. Oh, that felt weird. That looks like someone that would be on a watch list, doesn't it?
This is a good trimmer.
Some people
Do you want like be like Grandad Charlie and just have like the one wrap over?
Nah.
It's good. You can have it done 1,000 times.
Yeah, I think it's going to look good.
Everyone always worries that they've got an odd shaped head, don't they?
Nah, you've got a good shaped head.
That's so weird to see.
And if you want it like proper bald, you need to do the razor.
Yeah.
Well done. So I know you've been worried about it for a long time.
It would actually prevent me from doing stuff if I wanted to keep it.
If it's getting on your like,
well,
you're thinking about it.
You have
you know
to.
what I mean?
You think about it all the time, but you have to get to a point where you can try and talk yourself into a positive way of thinking about it. If you know what I mean, like, well, if it's got to that point, that would actually stop me from doing things I want to do. Then it's got too far, isn't it?
It's time to go. I think that's it. Unless you want to get a razor on it.
Well, we might do. I'll have a.
Yeah, it looks alright.
When I was like, I don't know, like 20, 22, 21, whatever, it was the whole sort of emo thing, you know what I mean? So like hair was a big part of my identity. You know, I had like long hair at one point, the whole kind of fringe thing at another point. And it's one of the things that I thought, oh, this is one of my best features, you know? I just remember at uni, like there's like a freckle or something on the side of my head, and my hairline was in line with it. And then a couple of years later, it was slightly behind it. And I was like, that was like the first time I ever noticed. If I'd have woke up one day doing all the things that I had to do to try and cover up the fact that I was losing my hair, I wouldn't have done it. But it's happened slowly over time. You start doing more and more, and you don't realize you're doing it. So it's like you start wearing hats a lot as the classic, you know what I mean? Then hairspray becomes a thing. And then you start thinking, hey, is it windy out today? Like, and all that kind of stuff. Or, oh, am I going to commit to wearing this jumper all day? Because if I try and take it off, like, is this going to be an issue? So many things, man, that I was doing that I didn't know I was doing. I mean, what a huge space in my mind to take up day in and day out. It wasn't like you were free to choose whatever hairstyle you wanted. You were just kind of like, well, which hairstyles can I have to cover the problem that I'm trying to cover up? I don't think many people knew I was losing my hair at all. Like they just thought that was just the way it was. It doesn't really matter how it looked. It's just how it made me feel. Like the constant worry, it could have looked fantastic, but I was always thinking about it, you know, like I was always worrying about it. For example, if you were starting to see someone new, you knew eventually in this relationship at some point, you're going to either have to tell them or they're just going to see, because you can't spend that much time with someone, have a shower at someone's house or wake up in the morning or whatever, and then not know. My biggest fear was, like I'd be out with maybe work colleagues or friends or something. There'd be this big gust of wind, or you know what I mean, and then it would just lift up, and everyone would see it, and then the cat's out of the bag, and you can't put it back.
Yeah.
And that was a massive fear. Yeah, I would do things to avoid it. You know, it seems like a dream when I think back on it. I can't believe what it bothered me that much. I would be out or something, and maybe the temperature would get hotter, and I'm like, well, I can't take this off because it's got to come up over my head. And so then I just didn't buy hoodies that didn't have a zip. You know, like I just all these things, all like, and I wouldn't know that I was doing that. It was just almost an unconscious decision that I was making because I knew that I had to. So fast forward a little bit towards where I finally made this decision, I had that thought about swimming because I was thinking, oh, it'd be nice to go on holiday again. You know, I love like swimming and snorkeling and stuff. I thought, I can't do that now. Like it's so bad. I can't do that. And I was like, well, I'm not doing that. Like I can't just not do these things because, and I just thought, well, it's got to this point then, because even when I was young, I'd always tell myself, look, hold on to it as long as you can. But if it gets to a point where it looks silly or it's holding you back, then you've got to let it go. You kind of like what you consume, don't you? So I was like, if I just look up what's good styles for guys that have got shaved head, and I saw all of these guys, and I was like, every one of these guys looks better afterwards. Every one of these guys looks great. Like, why would I be the one that doesn't out of all of this?
Yeah.
So I was just getting myself into the mindset to the point where I was almost excited to do it for the first time in my life. Like, you know, it would always been like, this is the last resort. This is going to be like such a black day in my life. But at this point, I was kind of looking forward to it. And the perfect opportunity came up. I got a new job, and I thought, you know what, this is a great time to do this, because part of the fear is once you've done it, you're going to have 20 questions from everybody you see. You know, the one day they've seen me with long hair down to about here, the next day I'm bald. It's human nature to be like, why have you shaved your hair off?
Yeah.
And I'm going to have this conversation 50 times. But I was like, this new job, other than the person that interviewed me, no one has ever seen me before. So if I just walk in there with a shaved head, no one's going to bat an eye, because for all they know, I've had a shaved head for the last 20 years.
Exactly.
So I just thought, I'm doing it. And I did it. And all I felt was relief when I did it. I didn't think, oh, what have I done?
Yeah, tell me about that. Yeah.
Well, that was one of the things that was holding me back. It was this little push and pull. I was like, I'm getting away with it. Should I just keep holding on until I can't get away with it anymore? Because if I shave it off, there's no going back. Because the recessions come right back here. There's a little island, you know, the classic kind of thing.
Right.
I thought, it's not like I can write, right, well, I'll grow my hair back over the next 6 months. The cat's out of the bag. Everybody's seen it. That's what always delayed me. But by this point, like I say, I was excited to do it. So that didn't bother me anymore, because it was coming up to my birthday as well. And I thought, I'm going to do it like, you know, the day before my birthday and just start my whole year just fresh
start.
Yeah. And as soon as obviously I mentioned it to my brother, he was like, oh, I'll do it for you if you want. Everyone's excited to do it, aren't they? They want to be one of the clippers. I thought, oh yeah, I need some help. I can't do the back or whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, my brother come round, had the stool, he got the clippers out, and he just like as soon as it kind of went across the middle, you know, the classic to the back, and that bit had come off, and I thought, well, I can't change my mind now. It's happened. It was just instant relief. Obviously there's a little bit of nerves because I was like, I can't see what I look like. I haven't got a mirror. We're just sat in my kitchen. But yeah, he shaved it all off down to like stubble. And then I thought, you know, I'm just going to go one step further. I'm just going to go straight to just literally shaving it down to skin like I've got now. I looked in the mirror and I just thought, this looks great. This doesn't look weird. I mean, why would I think it looks weird? My dad's had a shaved head for almost my entire life. Like, you know what I mean? It doesn't look weird to me. It doesn't look bad. I think it looks fine. I think it looks nice. You know, like it was like tidy, because obviously my hair was so messy before.
Yeah.
And I just thought, oh, I've done it. I've done it. I don't have to worry about it. So I obviously took some pictures. I thought I'll send these out to the guys, like my friends and everything, you know, just head it off. And I don't know if it's a uniquely English thing, but your friends always take the mick, always you make fun of you and stuff. But I found like good friends only do that when it's something they think that's not that big of a deal.
Yeah, that you can like handle.
Yeah, right. And I was fine, even I was expecting it. But all the messages I got back were like, yeah, I think it looks great. I think you had a, you know, good choice and all that kind of stuff. And everyone, and you know, part of the stuff I was worrying about because I am single and stuff, I was thinking, is this going to dry up the dating pool to me? You know, is less people going to find me attractive?
It's a big one, yeah.
You just think, you know, most people this happens to when they've already got a partner for such a long time that it doesn't matter. And I haven't really noticed the difference. All the little things I thought this is going to be bad never happened. Like everyone's like, oh, I'm gonna have a weird shaped head, and it's like, well, I don't have a weird shaped head. No one, like as it's once it's sunk in, I just thought this is great. Like I can jump in the shower, I can jump out again, and I don't have this worry of I need to wear a beanie for about 40 minutes before I go out so my hair's flat and then spray it and all this stuff. I was just like,
Yeah.
I'm done. I'm ready. I can wear what I want, do what I want. Weather doesn't bother me. Like, yeah. And at no point have I regretted it. It feels like a different life. All that.
Yeah.
And I just think all these years that I was worrying about it, I should have done it ages ago.
Yeah.
I should have done it years before to even got to that point.
How many years was it, do you think, that it was like a thing that you had to like spend energy on?
When it got to about 35, 36, I remember it's something I thought about every single day, all day. Every time I looked in the mirror, even if I was just going into the bathroom to have a wee, I'd pass the mirror and think, you know what I mean? Like it's getting worse. And it's the sense of powerlessness and helplessness. It's like there's this thing happening to me. I don't like it and I can't stop it. And it just makes you feel bad. And there are times in the evening when, the curtains are closed, it's nighttime, I'm alone. And I've just gone like that with this sort of bird's nest of illusion of hair I've got it out of the way and thought, oh, that just feels better. But, that should have been a clue that just getting rid of it would feel better. But, like probably 5 years, it was a real, like, it got me down. Like I would think about it all the time. It'd really get me down. It was stuff like that. I just think life can be stressful enough, with all these things you can't control. This is something because at the time I was like, well, there's all these things like I want to get a new job, which I did. I want to do this, I want to do that, and all these other personal things. And I remember thinking, right, I'll do a list of them all because what happens is when you've got so much going on, it seems like overwhelming. So you don't do anything. So you think, I don't even know where to start. So I thought, I'll write out this list of like what I want to do, what I want to achieve, and where I want to go, and what's the easiest one. And emotionally, like the hair was like hard, but I was like, well, in practicality, this is easy. You just cut your hair and it's gone. So I put that at the beginning and I did that, and then it just snowballed and all the other problems didn't seem that bad. Like the outside work seems trivial, it seems narcissistic, it seems sort of shallow or egotistical, but it's like your whole identity is eroding away in front of you and you can't stop it, and over time it becomes bigger and bigger and bigger to the point where it's this oppressive weight on your shoulders. And then once it's gone, you just like, yeah, why didn't I do this sooner? But when you're in it feels awful. There's times I've looked in the mirror and I just thought, oh, what am I going to do? Like, what am I going to do? As if this was like the end of the world. But it feels like it when you're in it. And it's kind of the end of sort of a chapter in your life, and you start a new one and it's better.
I guess it sucks that it really is unfortunately something that you only fully understand it once you've experienced it yourself, right?
Like I say, it's taking a step you can't go back on. So that's always scary no matter what it is, especially if, like me, I was getting away with it, So I was thinking, could I get away with it for longer? Is this too soon? Whereas if it had been so bad that it was obvious, like people knew that I was losing my hair, what have I got to lose? You know what I mean? Like they already know. So that was tough. But everyone says it, and I know it sounds too simplistic, but I would say if you're considering it, then just do it, because it's already got to a point where it's become too much in your mind. If you're thinking about it all the time, life's too short, and you've only got so much energy. And if you're giving so much of your energy to this issue, and I'm not downplaying how much of weight that might be on your shoulder, because I've been there and I know how upsetting it can be. Everyone that I've ever known or spoken to that's ever done it, have never regretted it. If this is so much better than living with the worry of it. So I would say, if you're worrying about it, nature's taking it out of your hands anyway. It's happening anyway. So you might as well take back control of your own life, give yourself some empowerment, and just do it.